Hello. It is Friday, January the 6th, 9:20 p.m. and I'm wearing my favorite sweater. It's the YTV sweater. Can you even see that my brother got me? Can't even see that. But I'm on page 4 of comics. Let me grab my agenda. So, I went back to work on Monday, and Monday Monday was a holiday. I didn't do any comics. I decided to start getting back into doing comic pages, nightly comic pages on Tuesday. So that was, my aim had been 2 comic pages per night. So on Tuesday I did 1.5 comic pages. On Wednesday, I didn't do any comic pages because I had to edit the vlog for the next day, so for Thursday's vlog. So I just spent that night editing the video. Thursday, I did not do any comic pages because I felt really tired. I stayed up doing the vlog, and it was Thursday. And by Thursday, both my boyfriend and I are very exhausted, so we just kind of did nothing. We just hung out after we had dinner. And so today I wanted to do 4 pages. So when I got back home from work today, it really helps that my boyfriend is not here right now. He's hanging out with some board game friends, so I have no distractions. So I finished 3 pages and I am just starting the 4th page. And so, I mean, I should have done 2, 4, 6, 8 pages, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna do 4. And then I want my weekend to be a weekend. It's gonna be an exciting weekend because tomorrow is Saturday, and Saturday is when I take a break. I don't do anything other than draw what I want. And I want to work on my business card again because I have been procrastinating on that just because I cannot decide on what I want for my business card. So Saturday is gonna be that. And Sunday I have my first driving lesson scheduled. I was calling around different driving schools around my area, and I scheduled one for Sunday morning at 8 a.m. I don't mind the early day. It's good early because probably less cars on the road, but I think the driving instructor is gonna start me in like a side street or like a residential area. So yeah, I'm excited for Sunday. A little bit nervous. I did ask about my whole, because when I was 16 back in 2006 or something, I took like a driving school course in Ontario. If you get your G1 and then you do your driving school, it has to be like a Ministry of Transportation approved school course. You can fast forward to taking your G2. So instead of waiting, I think 8 months to take your G2, it goes down to 4 if you go do your driving school. But I'm not going to do that this time around because the driving instructor told me that it's in my record. I'd have that certification even though it was like 15 years ago. So, and if I'm not in a rush to get my G2 license, which I'm not really in a rush, I don't have to take it. So I'm not going to go to the classes and do that again. It was so boring when I did it. Basically, you just kind of learn how to drive safely and all that kind of stuff. You have to do homework, and I don't really want to go through that. So anyway, yeah, Sunday, first driving lesson. I will let you know how it goes. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this page though. I'm very excited to get it done. I am craving Burger King. Well, there's no Burger King around here that I can even order from other than the Burger King like at a nearby mall, which is not really near, and they don't have Uber Eats, but I want a burger, man. Sticking to 2 pages a week of pencils is pretty challenging, but I have been able to push myself to do it. Because I want to have a weekend, so that's kind of like my motivation to get the 2 pages done is if I get them done, I don't have to do them on the weekend. And this is a fun personal project, so it's not something that I have to do for publisher. It's all me. But because I have a deadline when I want to get it printed, I need at least a month to get, the final ready and, ready for printing. So I'm really coming down to the wire. I haven't even updated my agenda about for dates for Montreal Comic Festival and TCAF. So I think I might take some time to do that because I need to have it in my kind of horizon. I don't have it in my calendar, so I don't see it. Anyway. Now we put on here. Yeah. So I'm excited for the weekend. Just need to get, now I just have like this little quarter of the page to finish. Okay, it's 9:35. Kind of rushed that, but I'm finished my 4 pages. So next week, if I don't finish 8 pages, I will aim for 6 pages. All right, okay. Let's clean up. Look how thick this is getting. I'm having a little bit of doubt about getting this done and ready printed because I have to paint all these pages. Look at the stack. Okay. Look at this stack. That's all that I need to paint. So it's gonna be quite a bit of work. I don't know if I'll have time, but I'm not losing hope. I also kind of got up again. I had that insomnia again last night where I woke up at 2 a.m. and I decided I had an idea for a short zine, kind of like the zines at the end, and I like to squeeze into tight places. So I wrote it down on my phone. So that's another thing on my list that I can work on. It's gonna be a quick one. It's just gonna be using my brush. I'm just gonna be using like ink, no color or watercolor or anything like that, and it's gonna be the zine, the small zine. So I wrote down the idea for that, and maybe I'll work on that tomorrow if the business card project is a bust again. But yeah, okay, I think this is gonna be the last clip for now. I'll see you guys tomorrow, Saturday. Hopefully we get up to some fun stuff. Maybe tomorrow, that's when I'll go to the mall and get my Burger King. Unless the craving goes away by the time I get up in the morning. So, all right, good night. See you guys in the next clip. morning. It is Saturday, January the 7th, and I'm here sitting in my studio. I got started with cutting stickers and putting little sticker packs together. I just thought last night, I was done working on the comic, but I felt like being in the studio and just catching up on some YouTube videos, but I wanted to like have a task where I didn't really have to think, and I was like, oh yeah, I can cut stickers. And that was a good idea because I might start this kind of thing tonight from now on, where I cut stickers at night when I'm not doing anything else, because I have to prep for TCAF and MCAF, and having sticker packs would be great. So I also started I did quite a bit last night actually after I finished the comic pages. So before I started cutting stickers, I worked on my business card finally. So I submitted my business card to Vistaprint. I will show you I'll show you them on the screen, but I'll probably show you them when they come in the mail. They are scheduled to come in on the 18th, so a little bit of ways away. But I also ordered more postcards. So I reordered Draw or Die. I reordered the Knot Dragon, but I also ordered new postcards, 4x6 postcards of the mushroom drawing and also the unicorn drawing. So I think I'm going to be selling them as like postcard sets. I'll only be selling them for $1 because nobody really buys postcards. People prefer to get them for free, but I'm going to sell them for $1, and people can, and maybe I'll put some in a pack. But yeah, they're going to be $1 postcards. They're really cute. They're really like good quality, so you can actually write on them and send them in the mail if you really wanted to. But I really liked how the Vistaprint postcards turned out for those guys, so I decided that would be part of my stock for the upcoming convention. So I ordered quite a bit of those. I spent about like $250 on Vistaprint, so it's quite a bit of money, but that's okay. Hopefully I can make it back. So I'm starting to kind of think about merch ideas and stuff for the conventions. I have to reorder button parts. So buttons I'm always afraid of because I'm so picky with the button designs, and I already know what buttons people like. So I'm like, should I print those again and make them again? People really like the little cute animals that I've made quite a while back. But yeah, so I'm starting to think about stuff like that. So I submitted everything to Vistaprint. That's all good. I ordered 1,000 business cards, so there's going to be quite a bit. And then after that, I decided to sit down and do some more stickers. I want to do some new sticker sets because I do have this big pack of paper stickers that I ordered from Online Labels, and I just don't want to not use them. So I'm going to, I don't know if it's going to work out, but let me show you the drawings that I made. I posted these up last night as a community post on YouTube for members, but I'll show them on the vlog. But yeah, if you become a post pal, I'll probably post more behind the scenes stuff there than I do on Instagram. I have been posting stories on Instagram, but I'm going to try and post more on YouTube instead. But anyway, let's show you this somehow with light. I don't know. So as you know, I have been working on a comic about unicorns, and so I've been drawing a lot of horses, and obviously I take liberties with horse anatomy. But so I'm gonna make this into like I guess it's just gonna be a 4-piece, maybe a 5, I don't know, piece set of unicorns. I'm gonna paint them in. They're gonna be in the style of the art gallery paper stickers, so they'll be about this size. And probably the unicorn is going to be this kind of bluish color. We'll see. But I really like how these turned out. And I really like the little baby unicorn who's pouting. I might add another one. We'll see. I don't know what other imagery. I guess I can draw a pomegranate. Because you know those medieval tapestries with unicorns? There's like pomegranates at its feet. So I might draw that. It would be a nice pop of red with the white unicorn. Yeah, that's a good idea. So I'm gonna paint this, but I wanted to show you guys the sketch first before I get started. before we get started painting, I wanted to show you the final, how the final postcard watercolor turned out for this illustration for Silver Sprocket. I edited this on Photoshop, I submitted it, they said, great. They didn't really say anything else. They're like, oh no, they actually said, amazing, scary, we love it. And so they've just accepted this. I'll show you guys the final Photoshop edit on this side of the screen. So that's what it looks like. I really like how it turned out. We're just gonna see how they print it. I don't know if I'm gonna get a copy of the postcard anytime soon, so but yeah. And I also did film a couple clips of this, which I'm not sure if I'm going to save into a video or put into this vlog, but if I do end up putting it into this vlog, I'll probably do a little voiceover. But this is what it turned out like. Okay, I'm gonna draw the pomegranate actually, so it's just ready to go with all my paints. It's just gonna be simple, probably, I don't know, I need to change this guy. I'm running out of pointy lead. I want a closed pomegranate, please. It's gonna be very quick. And simple. Maybe I'll draw an open one as well. Yeah, let's do that. These might not end up being part of the sheet, but I like the idea of a pop of red, so that's what we're gonna do. Oh yeah, at some point this weekend too, I want to film that random art supply trial. I had put a poll up for YouTube channel members about what extra video they'd like to see next week. So the week coming up, and the votes are, people voted. The vote that won, or the thing that won, was a random art supply trial. So we are going to do that. I did, like I said, I bought something at Desserts. Man, I don't know how I'm gonna structure this vlog, but at this point maybe you've seen my trip to Desserts or not. Oh yeah, I also didn't know if I was going to make it into a separate video completely, but all these new things, we're just going to try and find a way to work with it.
I didn't really start actually using it until maybe 2 years ago, and that's when I absolutely fell in love with it. And these tiny tubes definitely lasted a while. Some of them are still, I was trying to save like the nice quality stuff for important stuff like commissions. I decided to use cheap versions instead of these tubes.
I had a lot of fun painting these little unicorn stickers. They were a little bit challenging for sure, especially the unicorns where I decided to have them like a black unicorn, just because I needed to balance, you know, the actual shadows in the black unicorn and not make it too muddy. But I think it worked out really well. It turned out to be more like a gray unicorn, like a dark gray unicorn, than an actual black unicorn. But I think it worked out. I'm pretty happy with how these little unicorn stickers turned out. I don't know if I have any further plans for them other than them being paper stickers. I just don't know how else I would use them other than stickers, I guess, just because they're just these single illustrations with a white background. But it was a really great exercise, and yeah, I've been obsessed with drawing unicorns lately, or I guess horses with horns, partly because of the comic that I'm working on called The Glass Unicorn, which I think is progressing pretty well. I'm getting a little nervous because my date to finalize the pencils is next month, so February the 10th or something like that. I wanted to finish the pencils, and I'm at this point I think I am halfway through the story, just halfway. So I have a long ways to go, and I do need to do a bunch more tweaking in terms of just like the details in the story and the dialogue, but we'll see what happens. Halfway is pretty good. I guess that's what I'll talk about for this segment of me just working on these unicorn stickers, is my comic, The Glass Unicorn. I think I already know how it's gonna end, so I'm just working my way towards the ending of that, and that's how I typically write stuff. This one's a little bit different because this is way longer than any of the other comics I've worked on. We are, I think, about 43, 45 pages in at this point, and I can see myself having it about 100 pages. So this comic is going to be the longest one that I have ever worked on. I think Out of Body was a 50-page one, about 50 pages. So this is going to make it the longest comic. I'm a little bit nervous about the story too, just because it's just so strange. I don't know. But yeah, that's how I typically work with writing, is I like to have the ending for sure. Usually the ending is what I start with my comics, and never the beginning. It's mostly the ending or the middle, and then I try to fill the beginning, whatever's missing. So that's how I write, quote unquote write. I guess I've been doing drawing and writing comics for, at this point, quite a while now, so I think I have grown into my style of writing, which I think I don't like to think about too much because I kind of cringe when I think about it. Sometimes I get asked questions about, you should talk about how you write stuff. And I just don't find that question very easy to answer. Because I feel like I bumble through a lot of the things that I write. I feel like a lot of my stories are predictable and boring, but I keep writing them anyway, I keep drawing them anyway. And people seem to enjoy them, so I just keep going. And maybe I'm getting better as time goes on. I try to create things and write things that I enjoy, and not try to cater to what I think people might like, what I think people will understand. I feel like a lot of my comics don't really make a lot of sense, other than to me. So when somebody asks me about, you should talk about how you write stuff, I get kind of nervous about it because I'm not good at it, honestly. I just kind of do whatever makes sense to me, and trying to quantify that in an answer is very difficult. I try my best, like what I'm doing right now, but yeah. So okay, at this point of the drawing, I am switching over to adding shading, I guess. I haven't picked up my color pencils in a while, so I'm starting to miss them. So maybe the next piece that I'm going to be working on is going to be some watercolor and color pencil. I just find that going into watercolor right away is just so much faster, so it like really gives me that euphoric high of finishing a painting quicker than usual. Plus, with the paper that I'm using, this mixed media from Desserts, I think it's a Fabriano based paper, but marketed as a Desserts paper. It's the watercolor dries so fast, and so I just put it aside for maybe 5 minutes, and then I start working on it again, and it's so dry. And then I can start layering on more watercolor. So it really works for my technique, where I just want to finish a drawing in a day, in a couple of hours. That's just how I work. So yeah, so I think I guess I talked a little bit about The Glass Unicorn, so wish me luck in trying to finish that comic by next month. It's gonna be a lot of work. I'll probably be burnt out of painting by the time I'm halfway through coloring the comic. I'm trying not to think about my deadlines because I know it's gonna be quite tight. I really want to have a month of trying to get it into print, because I think I will need that month, one for finding a place to get it printed, and sending the files, dealing with any issues that the file has or whatever, and receiving them in the mail. I thought about one place called Mix'em, so I'm gonna try them and see how that turns out. The cost is gonna be astronomical probably, so and I haven't even thought about whether or not I would kickstart this comic, or I'm just gonna do it out of pocket, just use some of my work money for it. I haven't thought about that yet, so I'm going to cross that bridge once I'm at least halfway through coloring the comic. And thinking about scanning the pages and putting the dialogue is also kind of making me queasy, but that's okay. I'll be able to do it and it'll be great. What other things can I talk about while I work on this watercolor painting? Oh yeah, I started watching Sense8 again, this Netflix show from a couple years ago. I don't know, I had a craving of watching my characters. I really enjoyed the characters in that show, so I missed them, and it's been a while since I rewatched Sense8, so this is going to be my third rewatch of the show, and I'm so into it. I think I'm on episode 5 of season 1 already, and I don't know. I usually don't like shows like this. It does have that like nice sci-fi to it, but it's also very sappy, so it's very different from the stuff that I like. First unicorn is done. I'm thinking about adding little spots on its like rump here. There's the other two. Right, where was I? Yeah. So there's two. The baby unicorn. Oh, I can't even show you. The baby unicorn and the other unicorn. This one is gonna be black. So we'll see how I do. But that's the first one down. I'm a bit afraid to add the spots, but we won't know until we knot it. Oh man, what if the spots are like a skull? Oh, that'd be so cute. I might do it for the other. Oh no, this is the only unicorn that shows its side rump. The thing with this is like, where do you stop? Oh, I can even erase it on Photoshop if it comes to that, if I don't like it. So no worries. Oh, I don't like it already. Maybe I just need to lighten them up. Alright. I think I'm happy with that. It's very faint spots. Darken the lashes too. Right, no more. If I keep working on this, I'll just ruin it.
I have no idea what the scene is going to look like. I think what I'm going to do is open my software.
I'm working on the dark gray / black unicorn now. Like I said, I think I'm going to talk about it. I don't know if I talked about it in this vlog. Yeah, in this vlog. I didn't really like how the black unicorn turned out, but it's starting to grow on me, so I think I like it again. Yeah, there's a couple of exciting things happening this month of January. I'll probably talk about it more in the next vlog, but I was contacted by somebody to do like a caricature afternoon. It's not a caricature night, but it's gonna be in the afternoon. They're gonna have this like staff event for their office, and they contacted me because they saw my name somewhere, and they said we'd love to have you do some caricatures for 2 hours at our place. Would you be interested? So I said yes, and I sent them a couple, of the stuff that I've done, just some demo caricatures. And they're not your traditional caricature style, so they're more my style, where they're more cartoony and comic-like. And they were pretty happy with the samples that I sent, so I am already signed up to go. I'm already confirmed to go. It's gonna be on January the 30th for 2 hours. I don't know how much I can actually film there. And I've been really wanting to get into doing live drawing. So this is a great opportunity, and I'm gonna see how I do. Again, I'm not really good with likenesses, but the intent is there, and I think when they saw the samples, I think that was enough for them. I'm also charging pretty cheap, so I don't think they'd say no anyway. But yeah, so I'm interested in having that as part of my services. I think it's a really fun thing to do. I love watching artists, like caricature artists, so I would love to try my hand in it. So that's exciting. I also have, I guess it's sort of exciting. I have this interview coming up for a local podcast for comics. They contacted me and wanted me to do an interview about sugar and other stories that's coming out next month with Silver Sprocket. I'm not very good with interviews. I admit that I'm not very good with interviews, but I really wanted to, just contribute to trying to market sugar, because I feel like I don't do that enough. I just remembered I haven't even taken a picture of my book and put it on my Instagram or my Twitter. I haven't really done that, so I should do that. I'm really bad at social media, so I said yes for this little podcast. It's just a small podcast with a local, like a local podcaster for comics. So hopefully it'll be fun, and I'm doing that next week, I think. So yeah, those are some exciting things coming up this month. I'm very excited about the live drawing thing. Also very nervous about it, so I need to figure out what materials I'm gonna bring. But yeah, it's probably gonna be watercolor and some color pencils, so we'll see how that goes. And from there, hopefully I do really well, and it's a good experience that I can kind of do it again. And maybe if the people who hired me like what I do, they can recommend me to other offices for their, staff events. That'd be really nice. But yeah, I'm excited to see how that works out. So it'll be another way for me to make some income with my art, other than relying on, Patreon and stuff, because I know I can't keep up with that. I guess I could keep up with that. I just need to work hard. But anything with mailing nowadays has me kind of hesitant. So anyway, but yeah, I think I really like how the watercolor is turning out here. Going back to the Sense8 show, I guess I can talk about some shows and movies that I've watched in the last couple months, around the time when I took a break from vlogging. So I watched, what's that show called? It was a show on Netflix about people in a boat. Was it 1899? I think it was 1899. I don't remember, but it was by the creators of the German show called Dark, which I did also watch. I watched Dark for a bit, actually. I don't know how many seasons it was, but I watched quite a bit of it. But Dark left me with it kind of left me annoyed, just because there were so many plot points about people being in love with each other. I'm not into romance at all. I find that it's like unnecessary in a lot of shows and movies. I really don't like it. And I know other people really enjoy romantic aspects, but I just find it annoying most of the time. Like, I don't really want this plot point. But yeah, I just found there was too much of that, and I also found it too slow. And from what I've read, Dark is really into that like slow reveal with everything. Like it's so slow, and I just found myself getting annoyed, one because of the romance stuff and also by the fact that it is so slow. It's really so different from the way I approach things myself. Like with my writing, I try to, you know, get things done really quickly. I try to get through the plot very quickly. That's why I work with short comics more than long comics, because I want to get to the point. And Dark took so long to get to the point, and it introduced so many different characters that I had trouble keeping track of everybody. 1899, I love the production value. It was such a beautiful looking show, but it had that issue where it was just so slow. Every episode they introduced a new thing, and then like the last scene of the episode would be one of the characters looking confused. I was just so annoyed every time. But I did finish the whole season because I was just like, one, I was just watching it out of spite because I was just so angry. If you are offended by this, I'm sorry. If you really enjoyed 1899, it has a lot of great things about it, but just the slowness really, really got to me. I was so annoyed. And it was a cool idea, but like they could have finished it in an hour. It could have been an hour-long movie. That was my thing. It could have been an hour-long movie. I did hear that they canceled new seasons for the 1899 show, which is too bad because as much as I was angry about the movie, I really liked how it was created. It had a lot of care put into it, and the production value was so good, and the characters were great. It's just wow, actual sun. I had to charge my camera so you couldn't really watch me paint this guy, but look at him, he's so cute. I feel like I messed up this one a little bit just because it looks kind of awkward, but I don't know, maybe it's the proportions. I kind of like it, but at the same time it's just like, I think maybe it's the straight on face. It's kind of awkward, but I'm done. I'm gonna move on to the pomegranates. I don't want to over render these guys, like over paint, because I tend to do that and then it'll get ruined, but I'm gonna erase the pencils.
And then another one I've added is
we are now on to the pomegranates. Another movie that I watched during my vlog break was the new Hellraiser movie. I watched Hellraiser 1 and Hellraiser 2, and I decided to rewatch the new Hellraiser because my brother wanted to watch it with me, but then like plans didn't come through and I watched it by myself. But I actually really enjoyed the new Hellraiser. I enjoyed it so much. I really liked it. Also, the one of the main Hellraiser characters, I forget, Cenobites, is the actress from Sense8. So I was excited to see her again. And she did really great in this one, in Hellraiser, or the new Hellraiser. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Really great effects. A lot of the effects were real, so they were practical effects. Obviously this movie is very gory, so if you don't like gore, don't watch this because there's a lot of skin and blood and bone and sounds of flesh, so I would not recommend it if you hate that stuff. But if you like that stuff, I recommend it. I thought it was great. I feel like I would like to rewatch it again soon because it was quite fun, and yeah, I really liked the practical effects. I know, gross, right? But yeah, what else did I see when I was taking my... Oh, I don't know if I talked about this already. I finally watched all of Game of Thrones. I actually enjoyed it. I heard that the last season was horrible, and I can see why people would think that, but I did not mind. Who was my favorite character? My favorite character was the Hound. I loved him. He was great. I think he was my favorite character. I'm trying to think of who else. I did like Tyrion. I liked him. I liked when Joffrey was still alive, because he was that actor is so good. I think he was killed off too early because he was such a great character. Yeah, the Hound is my favorite character, and then because I decided to watch Game of Thrones because of the new Game of Thrones spin-off that they're doing called, what is it, House of the Dragon. So after I finished watching Game of Thrones, I started watching the first season of the House of the Dragon, and so far I'm liking it. I don't really remember much of the first episodes of the season because like it felt like nothing really happened, but by the time we get to the later seasons with the kids and the whole rivalry and stuff, it's really fun. Love the dragons. So, and the fact that that show has a lot of, does it have a lot of gore? It has a lot of that too, so a lot of violence, so it's something I like. I know. But yeah, I think those were the shows that I remember watching. I watched a lot of movies. The only thing I guess that stuck out right now is Hellraiser. But I'm sure I watched other movies that I can't really remember at the moment. I'd have to look them up. Oh yeah, another show that I watched is Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. I actually did not watch all of the episodes because I found them to be a bit I found them to be a bit boring, and some of the stories I found didn't really end great. Like the endings were not that good, but the show looks so good. I remember one of the episodes, I think it was one where it was like a parasite. I really liked the way that episode looked, and I think maybe that might be my favorite one out of the ones that I've seen. I saw the one, I forget what it's called, but the woman who gets obsessed with like lotion. That was cool, but I found that it was quite similar to that scene in Annihilation. If you've seen the show and the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I didn't end up watching all of the episodes. I just find that Guillermo del Toro stuff is great, but it's not that scary to me. He kind of focuses a lot more on monsters, and I'm never really scared of monsters. I just find them to be like kiddie. So I know I feel I sound so snobbish, but that's how I feel like. I might try and watch the rest of the episodes though. So that just talking about it reminded me that I was going to do that. So I'm going to do that at some point after I watch finishing Sense8. So anyway, I'm gonna leave you now. Enjoy the rest of the vlog. I took my sweet time working on these, so it's 3 o'clock right now. This is what the pomegranates turned out like. I feel like I over-rendered this one, but that's okay. I think it looks good. And so now I'm going to scan these in and see what they look like, and I'll probably print a couple. I haven't printed in a while, so hopefully my printer is still okay. But yeah, maybe I'll get rid of this one. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like. I'm just gonna use the filters that I used for the art gallery stickers. Hopefully I saved them. I did. So just duplicate the layers, and usually it's pretty good, and then I just clean it up like dust and stuff. And then I'll also use the art gallery stickers as a template for the sides. So that's what's gonna happen. I don't really want to pull out my my Cintiq, but we might have to. We might have to.
15 milliliter tubes. Because these paints are primarily a watercolor that's just opaque, and if you're familiar with watercolors, you'll know that dripping water on them and waiting for it to kind of rehydrate for 15-20 minutes. And the bit of a struggle it was to get through it. Now, initially when I was laying down my lighter washes, I was really...
Alright, my printer kind of picked up my paper in the worst way possible, so it got cut. It's not straight. This looks a little too dark for me and a little bit too bluish, so I'm gonna get rid of the bluish filter and lighten it up a little bit, and we'll see how that looks. I added 2 more of the little guy because I really like him, so I'm gonna add 2 more copies of this little chunky baby corn into the packs. So I'm printing out one that is without the bluish filter and is brighter, but I thought I'd cut these out for myself. Let's see how that looks. Look at him. There he is, logo cuties. He's so engy. Here's the next printout. So I made it a little bit smaller, and so it doesn't get cut by the printer, but I put the paper in right, so it shouldn't do it next time. I don't know why I did that. I might revert it back to its original sizing. But you can see the difference in the colors. Just the bluish is gone, it's lighter. But yeah, I think I like this a lot better. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna sharpen it too a little bit, just to help it out a little bit. But yeah, I kind of miss the bluish filter, but this one is just way too much. You probably cannot tell the difference, but this is the final print. So, and then this is the first print that I did with the blue filter, which is gonna be used for myself. It doesn't look that bad, but I think I prefer the one with the less blue. And it's I sharpened it too, so it's less blurry when you look at it. It wasn't that bad, like it's not that bad, but this is just and I added the sharpen filter on this one. So yeah, it's gonna be an 8-piece set of paper stickers with the 3 babies, the 2 pomegranates, the 1 awkward unicorn. I think it looks awkward. I don't know. I think it's the face. It's just kind of weird, but yeah, I mean, without it, it's gonna be like a 7 set. Should I add it? What do you guys think? Yeah, this is it. I'm gonna take a little picture for Instagram, just a quick story of this guy because he's so cute. I do it here because there's sun over here. My nails are so bad. What do I do? Oh, yeah. Just gonna put him. No. No! Okay, this is becoming more complicated than I intended. Huh. There's the big. Let's stick it on the agenda. Let's put them in the front here. It's out. Okay. There he is. I'm gonna get soup now. I'm procrastinating on the soup. I found some emptier pages on the agenda, and this is what the black unicorn turned out, or at least dark gray unicorn turned out like. And I really like him, actually. I'm not gonna have soup. I'm gonna have the rest of my pomelo. I got this in December.
film contributing to the cerebral polyfilter Americana seeking medicaid for the original presentation. Like that over yourself. Open the stand.
That's a lot of pomelo. I just got this, finished my pomelo. I'm gonna take a break on the couch for a bit and then probably move on to working on that random art supply trial thing. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna film it very casually. Like, I'm not gonna worry about how it looks. I'm just gonna film it. It's just gonna be fun. So, it'll probably be vlog style compared to just like voiceover or something. So yeah, that's the next thing I want to do, but I'll take a break. Maybe make another cup of coffee. But yeah, I also want to bring my bottle down so I can have my water. Alright, see you later. Peace. It is now 8:24 and I'm back upstairs for a bit. I finished cutting the sheets that I actually had, which ended up being 4. So here they are. I just called it unicorns and pomegranates. So I just used the gray cardstock. I didn't have anything like, I usually like using a brown cardstock, but I ran out of that. So, and I have a bunch of the gray, which is fine. Kind of matches the unicorns, but yeah, this is what they are. So there's 8 stickers, 8 paper stickers in here. So I'm going to be adding that to my inventory, my roster for my upcoming conventions this year. Yeah. I just need to cut more of them. Wow. I'm having a chicken break. My boyfriend made some chicken wings. He coated them in like hot sauce and barbecue with some butter. But I'm eating ones that are just straight out of the oven without any of the sauce. It's good. So I just finished filming the random art supply trial. Thank you guys for voting for that, to my members for voting that. It was really fun to do. And I already have another video, a members requested video, but that one is going to be up only for members. It won't be up until the end of January. It'll be me doing a real-time drawing of my doodle calendar, like all the I'm going to save up all the boxes and I'll do like a real-time drawing of that, and that should be posted by the end of like February 1st. So that's the next members only video. And then between those, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might just do like an extra long vlog, but I'm not sure yet. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to probably end my night here, stop vlogging. I have my first driving lesson tomorrow at 8, so I want to be kind of well rested for that. But yeah, I'll definitely see you guys tomorrow, and yep, good night. It is 7:40 a.m. on Sunday. I am ready for my first driving lesson at 8 a.m. I got dressed and I checked the weather. I was gonna try and wear a lighter jacket so I don't swish around with the jacket that I'm currently wearing, but it's -7 right now, so I don't know what to do. I'll probably just layer on more sweaters because again, I don't want to be swishing around. I want to wear a cloth jacket rather than my, I guess, nylon jacket or something, some polyester jacket. I'm not sure, just something like it swishes around every time I move. So yeah, just got a layer. So I'll check back with you guys after the lesson. Well, it is now 2:42 in the afternoon. So I went to my first driving lesson at 8, got picked up right at 8, and really great instructor. We drove around residential areas for a while just so he can see where I'm at, because like I said, I did drive before. When I was 16, I took a bunch of like in-car lessons. So he was kind of assessing how I was doing, and then he eventually brought me to some like actual roads, no highways obviously. So yeah, it was a good class. I mean, it was a good session. I was able to kind of try some stuff that I've done before so I could kind of see where I'm at, and yeah, it went very well. I'll probably schedule another one at some point. I won't be taking the actual test to get my G2 level until after 8 months. That's the rule. So but yeah, it went really well. I came back home at around 9:30, and then I went to bed again. So I took a long nap and I woke up at around 1 o'clock, and then I just kind of milled about until now. So I'm back upstairs. I'm probably gonna start editing a bit of the vlog and doing a little bit of like art stuff here and there, but it's a Sunday, so it's gonna be fairly chill for the most part. So yeah, I'm gonna edit the vlog now. I think that's really it. So yeah, it was a good nap too, so that's great. Well, I thought it was gonna be sunny today, but it is not. It's just clear, which is fine, but no sun. We should have taken advantage of the vitamin D yesterday, but we didn't. So I'm just editing the vlog, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to include the art supply and the drawing of, or the painting of the Silver Sprocket postcard in this vlog or in a separate one, because at this point it's now about 53 minutes in. But yeah, I haven't decided yet, so I just stood up and kind of am pacing around and talking and thinking about it, I guess. So, but yeah, that's what I'm working on. Spaghetti. Hello, it is Wednesday, January 11th, around 7 o'clock, and I'm actually gonna end the vlog now. I've just been editing today and just running some home errands, but I wanted to show you something that came in the mail. My Vistaprint order has arrived, but I will reserve the opening for that in the next vlog because we're already an hour into this one. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Have a great rest of your week. If you haven't voted and you would like to participate in the member votes for upcoming videos, join the YouTube club or join as a post pal. I will be releasing the next tier soon. It's going to be a video pal club, and that'll have all like extra videos. But yeah, if you're interested, click join to see what's on offer. But if you're not interested, that's okay too. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Good, and I have my agenda with me. By the way, I changed my agenda, so I just have this small one now. And I have my agenda with me because I update my agenda every day, and then what I do is I look back on what I wrote that day so I can kind of remember what was the main highlight, and then I draw a little doodle of that on the day. So that's what I'm doing right now.